Hey, yeah. I think my nail just fell off. Fuck, it hurts. This one's called Orange too. From a hard day at the mill, and all I see is a pile of bills. Would it kill you? Have a hot meal on my plate in a 601. But you live so far. Every time I see you.
Hello and welcome to the Frankfort Report. I'm Darryl Frankfort, and today is April 2nd, 2025. It's Liberation Day, everybody. Do you feel liberated today? I don't know if I feel liberated today. I don't feel different at all today, actually. I feel like nothing is different. I feel like once again, I have just been through a bloody war today. God damn it. It's a bloody war out there. If you're in real estate and you are active, it is a bloody war out there. D-Man says, that's a full head of hair. I thought I screwed up. I thought I had myself on the screen before the start of the show. Yes, it is a full head of hair. God damn it. No doubt about it. I mean, it's not as full as it once was, but there's a lot of hair under this hat. Just the hair doesn't show the logo. So the hat has to stay. I hate wearing the hat because I feel like Lloyd Mosby was bald because he wore a hat all the time. If you know who Lloyd Mosby is, then you can stay. Mr. Potato Head, is it you singing the intro song? Well done, Mr. Potato Head. You put it together. That is my old band, Shaggy Groove Dog, who is playing that song from way back in the day. That must be almost 30 years ago, if it isn't 30 years ago. Yes, it is me singing the intro song. D-Man from Gov... excuse me. From gov.x, Account Finance Minister Champagne said today supply management is off the table and dairy tariffs will remain on. The U.S. Canada will be held hostage by the dairy cartel yet again. Oh, no. What is going on out there with the tariffs? Funny enough, because of its Independence Day, what's it? Liberation Day. Because today's Liberation Day, you'd think that there'd be a whole lot of headlines and a whole lot of news about Liberation Day and tariffs and everything. And I mean, maybe there was. I wasn't on social media. I was busy getting my ass handed to me all day today. Actually, that's not in fact the case. It was not such a tough day for Darryl today. It was just an annoying day for me today because you know when people are supposed to be working for you and they're not? You know when people are supposed to be working for your best interests and they're not? But they think they are, right? They think they are. Hold on a sec. My setup is all fucked up right now. I can't see my buttons. So, you know when people are like, they think that, when you hire people to work on your behalf and you promise them a bunch of money to do stuff for your best interests, and you give them instructions of what you would like them to do, and they completely ignore you because they're looking out for you, right? They're trying to do what's best for you. They're protecting you from you. But they're not conveying the messages you need conveyed, and they're not doing the things that they say they're doing. They're just telling you that they're doing them because they don't agree with that. They don't think it will get the deal across the finish line for them. I hate that. God damn it. I hate that. And that's what I'm dealing with today. All kinds of shenanigans from people who are pretending to do the right thing and what they're supposed to be doing. They're not doing it. They're just pretending. Like everyone working for you these days. What up? Art of the deal fluff. He did it, that SOB. Oh, D. Trent is back. He did it. What did he do? He put the tariffs on? What did he do? I don't really even know what he did. I got some videos here. But as usual... Oh, I'm so phlegmy today. I can hear it. It's disgusting. I hope I don't disgust all of you with my phlegmy ASMR here. But I am so gross. It's disgusting. Okay. But I bet you had some great one-liner sarcasm for employees. Okay. They're not employees, okay? They're guys that are, I don't know if they're subcontractors. They're consultants, okay? I'm talking about consultants, not employees. I learned a long time ago that you don't want to have employees if you can help it. I have lots of consultants. I have no employees. Well, not entirely true. But anyways, there was plenty of one-liners and plenty of sarcasm, and whether or not it was received in the right way, I can't tell you. But there was words, and it was one of those discussions where my wife, was... leaning into my office after and was like, is everything okay? You were yelling at those guys pretty good. Well, I'm a yeller, okay? I'm a yeller, and if you don't do what you say you're going to do, and if you don't get me what you say you're going to get me, and if you lie to me, you're going to get it, bro. You're going to get it. So here we are. I'm dying today. What's going on? I must be getting cold from this fucking snow. Anybody else got snow outside their house? Anybody else just shoveled the driveway? Anybody else just scraped snow and sludge and ice off their cars? What's going on? Yesterday, I walked the dog 3 times because I was like, summer is here, guys. It's springtime. It's warm. Where are my sandals? Where are my flip-flops? I love walking when it's warm out. But then this is fucking insane. Hey, Jeff O'Toole's here too. What up? Okay, so the Muppet Boiler Room is here. Everybody's here that needs to be here. Unfortunately, I'm here. I'm not in the mood for this shit today whatsoever. But I do have some stuff prepared for you, so we should go over it. Because why else would I do this shit if I wasn't going to go over it? So I got some videos here about Liberation Day. Let's check them out. One moment, please, while I cue this up. Oh, I screwed it up. Okay, here we go, everybody. From Charlie Kirk, who I once liked. Not so much these days, because he's very patriotic. President Trump, my fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day. April 2nd, 2025 will forever be remembered as the day American industry was reborn. The day America's destiny was reclaimed, and the day that we began to make America wealthy again. Whoop, whoop.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day. Waiting for a long time. April 2nd, 2025 will forever be remembered as the day American industry was reborn, the day America's destiny was reclaimed, and the day that we began to make America wealthy again. Going to make it wealthy, good and wealthy.
Gonna make it good, good and wealthy, everybody. Gonna make it good, good and wealthy. Well, that's nice. I have nothing to say about that, quite honestly. I have nothing to say about that. There was nothing there to comment on. So let's call up the next video. Let's see. Trump announces reciprocal tariffs on Liberation Day. Every country that tariffs us will now receive the same in return. Now watch their tariffs get removed real quick. All right, we're watching. What does he got to say now?
For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. American steel workers, auto workers, farmers, and skilled craftsmen. We have a lot of them here with us today. They really suffered gravely. They watched in anguish as foreign leaders have stolen our jobs, foreign cheaters have ransacked our factories, and foreign scavengers have torn apart our once beautiful American dream. We had an American dream that you don't hear so much about. You did 4 years ago, and you are now, but you don't too often, and for many years and decades even, you didn't hear too much about. Our country and its taxpayers have been ripped off for more than 50 years, but it is not going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen. In a few moments, I will sign a historic executive order instituting reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world. Reciprocal, that means they do it to us and we do it to them. Very simple. Can't get any simpler than that.
Can't get any simpler than that. You do it to us. What the fuck is wrong with me today? You do it to us, we do it to you. Reciprocal tariffs are a long overdue reset. The United States Reciprocal Trade Act ensures we're no longer a doormat for foreign trade abuse. When adversaries like China slap 25% tariffs on American cars while we take 2.5%, it's economic surrender. Matching their rates forces fairness. Why do we even have tariffs at all? Why do we even have... Are you guys not seeing this? Did I take it off the screen? Am I a moron? Did I fuck this up again? God damn it. Did I screw it up? What are you guys saying out there? It snowed hard in Alberta. I'll bet it did. I'll bet it did. I have nothing to say about that. It snows in Alberta. I knew he was going to do it. D. Trent is saying that he knew that Trump would put the tariffs on today. Okay. Who else? I think he told us, D. Trent. I think this is not, a stroke of genius of yours. I'm dying. I think I'm dying. Silverchair is here. We're going to win so much. You may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. Okay, here, look. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. 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 It's Tariff Day. God bless America, says Jeff O'Toole. Well, I have nothing to say about this because it seems like there's nothing new. Okay, he did it. Have we been preparing for it? Were we sitting here thinking he's not going to do it? I'm pretty sure we were all sure he's going to do it. Or at the very least, if he's going to not do it, it's just going to be another delay. But I guess he did it. He did it. I saw a list, and Canada was not on the list, funny enough. But... yeah, this guy did it. Let's see what this guy has to say. Oh, here's the list, I think. Let's see. Here we go. Just in, Trump pulls out his reciprocal tariff chart to explain how his new tariffs will be imposed on each country. The announcement came on the highly anticipated Liberation Day. Trump said he is going easy on countries by issuing discounted reciprocal tariffs. China, 34%. European Union, 20%. Japan, 26%. South Korea, 25%. United Kingdom, 10%. And Israel, 17%. How do you come up with 17%? Where's Canada? Where's Canada? I don't see Canada on here anywhere. Okay, well, let's get this bigger.
European Union. Yeah. So if you look at that, China, first row, China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers. So 67%, I think you can, for the most part, see it. Those with good eyes, with bad eyes. We didn't want to bring, it's very windy out here. We didn't want to bring out the big charts because it had no chance of standing. Fortunately, we came armed with a little smaller chart.
Can you imagine Joe Biden holding this thing in the wind? Imagine how many funny videos would have come of that, with this frail little Biden flying away with the... Well, I guess we wouldn't be having this tariff conversation if it was Biden, so it doesn't matter. But just imagine. Somebody should make a video of that with AI.
So it's 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. I think, in other words, they charge us, we charge them less. So how can anybody be upset? They will be, because we never charge anybody anything. But now we're going to charge.
It really is pretty crazy that there's all these tariffs on the United States, and you know that they've just allowed this to happen for so long. Isn't it crazy that Canada charges the United States tariffs like on the dairy? Have you seen the dairy stuff? Like, it's pretty crazy, no? It's absolutely crazy. Steve Karish says nothing burger for Canada. We didn't even make the list, Steve. That's how big a nothing burger this is. Is it a nothing burger? D. Trent doesn't think it's a nothing burger. D. Trent says reciprocal tariffs are the biggest mistake Canada has ever made, ever. Canada is getting 25% across the board. That's something. It's something, all right.
European Union, they're very tough, very, very tough traders. You think of European Union, very friendly. They rip us off. It's so sad to see.
It's so sad to see. This is a long video. Go check it out if you want. But he goes down the list, I'm assuming, of all the countries that he's going to tariff reciprocally. I'm sure I said that right, actually. Funny enough. I said that right, friends. Let's see. What else is going on? We've actually got people here. That's cool. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I don't know why you're here, but I do appreciate it. Now might be a good time to take a caller. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, the phone number is correct. We got the phone number up. If you want to call in, hit WhatsApp. Call me. Let's go. Anybody want to say anything? D. Trent, now is a good time. Tell us all that you were right. Come on, D. Trent. Tell us that you're right. Come on, D. Trent. Tell us that you're right. Okay, well, if nobody's going to call in now. See, I always say call in. Nobody calls in, and then I start talking about something, and somebody calls in. So now would be a good time. It's up on the screen. If you want to call in. We're talking tariff talk at the moment, but we can talk about whatever it is that you feel like you want to talk about. I've got one more video about the tariffs, and then we can get the fuck off of the tariff stuff. Unless, of course, you want to stay the fuck on the tariff stuff. Okay, did I press the button already? President Trump may unveil the External Revenue Service today, signaling the end of the IRS on Liberation Day. Wow, can you imagine? This move would abolish income taxes, shifting U.S. revenue to tariffs on foreign goods instead of taxing Americans. Trump vows this plan will make America rich again and fast. Wow. Let's see. What does he say about this?
Is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United...
Very quickly. It's going to be very quick. It's going to happen very quickly. How's the Trump impression today? I feel like I'm on. Baby.
United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively.
Steve Karish is calling in, everybody. Okay, we got to stop this nonsense. Steve Karish is calling in. One moment, please. How do I do this? Accept the call. Then I have to press another. I got to press another button. Hold on. Phone number's already up. I feel like you're online. Steve.
Am I online?
You're on. I think you're on. Hopefully people can hear you. Guys, we got
Biggest
Steve.
nothing burger of all time or what?
Biggest.
Canada's exempt? Come
Biggest.
on.
Are we exempt?
Anything that falls under CNN, I don't know how credible that is, I guess, is reporting that anything that falls under Trump's deal that he signed to replace the North American free trade is still exempt. So is that all of everything?
All of everything. Hold on. Say that again. He said, say that again?
Canada was not mentioned, right?
I didn't see Canada on the list at all.
Canada's not on the list, and CNN, apparently, I'm looking at it here, says that anything under his, I guess every country calls it a different thing, the Canada, America, Mexico, whatever you want to call it, agreement, is all exempt as long as you comply with that agreement. So that's a nothing burger as far as I'm understanding it.
I feel like I heard that before somewhere else. I saw a video from somebody. They posted it. I think maybe even I talked about it on this show that, yeah, if it's under the current, I don't know what they changed the name of NAFTA to, but whatever NAFTA is called now, the new trade agreement, as long as it kind of falls under that, then we're good. But then I had a conversation with one of my partners last week, and he ships a lot to the States and from the States. And he said that the tariffs were actually, to their surprise, they started like a month ago. So I don't think anybody has a clue.
Nobody's got a clue, but you'll notice specifically he didn't attack Canada. Well, I watched the 45 minutes. He didn't mention Canada once. No, he did right in the beginning. He talked about the dairy. I mean, but let's face it, with the dairy, I don't want that American garbage in my body, so I hope they don't bring in their dairy.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to be eating like they should. What's his name? What's his name with the raspy voice? RFK.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a raspy voice.
Straighten out their dairy supply before we remove any dairy tariffs there.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. The tariffs could be used to keep our dairy supply safe, although I don't know how safe ours is, but I think it's really being used for profits, like to make sure that they don't bring down our profits or bring down our pricing, no?
Yeah, we got to keep Quebec propped up, man.
We got to keep Quebec propped up.
We got to do it. They're what, 30% of the vote? Like, come on, you got to keep them propped up.
I don't even know what the hell Quebec is even part of the country for. Like, what is the purpose of Quebec?
Population. That's
just
it.
Population?
Of course.
But
I was in Quebec this year for the first time, and I went to go pick up a souvenir for my kids, and I went looking at all their indigenous art, and it was all from BC.
What?
All the indigenous art in Quebec is from BC. I'm like, I could have gone down to the waterfront here and picked up a piece of crap souvenir for my kids from YVR rather than pick it up from Montreal. But I picked it up from Montreal.
Well, at least you got to hear a lot of French, because I don't think if you stayed in BC, you'd get to hear all that French, which is great. I mean, don't you love hearing people speak French? Doesn't it make you feel... I went to French immersion, so when I hear people speaking French, I get like PTSD.
Yeah, well, it is amazing there. Like I got to experience the white on white racism pretty quickly with the French. It was pretty fun. I had a waitress walk away from the table. Oh, you're English? Now we're out of here.
Really?
Yeah. She walked away.
It was because
20
you
minutes
were
later, a different waitress walked over.
because you were English, or did you make some kind of a snide remark?
No. I saved my snide
you-
remarks for after the bill.
After the
I
bill.
don't want spit in my food.
After the bill, before the tip. Perfect timing. Well, you got a lot of fans here. Dumb Money's certainly happy. Is this guy for real? Do you think this guy's for real? This Dumb Money guy? Does he follow you around in your comments?
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, it's got to be my other account, right?
Well, I mean, assuming it's not your other account.
Look, D Trent's on there right now. He's on there right now. So that must be your second window. You must have a third monitor.
I have
set up right
no,
now
I have.
your-
You should see behind me, just off to the side. There's like 800 cameras and phones that are watching this live right now, and getting me all the views. Actually, that's how most of the Canadian real estate show views come. I've got a what do they call it? It's like a robot farm here. Canceled Amazon too. What the hell are these guys talking about? What else is going on, Steve? So hold on a sec. So you feel like this will not have any effect on your life whatsoever, these tariffs? You think it's a big nothing burger? Or you just think that they didn't do them?
According to the news outlets that we cannot trust, it looks like Canada's pretty like he's going to stick by the deal that he made when he was president the first time. So that appears to be what it is at the moment. But I mean, I guess we shall see.
I guess we're going to see. I mean, I haven't gone through all my
everybody's
videos.
going to come? Are the boomers finally going to get off the fence? So what we're seeing in the real estate market is the boomers all think this is COVID times 10. They're going to go see if they can get some sort of a vaccine injection to help against tariffs or something. And they're not moving. They're all sitting doing absolutely nothing in the marketplace. And all of our buyers right now are first-time buyers. So I think that's actually kind of a good thing. Like, that shows they're not sitting there watching the CBC every night. They're getting on with their lives, and they're starting to see some more affordable pricing and more affordable interest rates. So they're actually making the move. So I think overall it's pretty good.
You think people are starting to move into the market right now?
But all of our buyers this year, except for one investor, all of our buyers have been under 30 years old.
Right. And so they're buying just because it's like time in life to buy something, and they've figured out how to do it.
And they can do it, right? Because condos are probably down, 20%. Interest rates from a year and a half ago are down 35% from where they were. They were like 639. Now they're at 409. And you can move on. It's not that bad of a. I mean, is it as cheap as rent? No. But it's not that bad compared to where it was. So they're moving.
And so have you not felt a difference like from beginning of January until now with the sentiment? Do you feel like it's better now?
Well, sentiment it depends. So if you are 55 plus and you still have a TV subscription with TELUS or Rogers, whoever, and you have the news on, you're not moving anywhere.
Right, because you're scared.
Because you're scared.
You're scared.
They're scared. Everybody on a pension, for some reason, with a guaranteed payment coming into their bank account, is terrified. And everybody that actually has something to lose is like, oh, I'm not even paying attention to this. I'm just going on with my life.
So, but they're terrified. Meanwhile, they're planning on voting Liberal again.
The sentiment I've heard is, those people are being scared into voting Liberal again. That's what I'm seeing. However, I'm starting to go down the Darryl road here. Every single sign in my riding is blue.
Every single. Okay, so hold on.
I have not seen a red sign in my area, and I have not seen an orange sign in my area.
Right.
For the election.
But the rhetoric that you see everywhere is telling you that the Liberals are going to win.
I mean, on the CBC it sure does.
Everywhere. It's like even on all my social media, it's somehow even penetrated, even though I'm so clearly not into the idea of Liberals being in power again. And not that I'm a conservative and not that I'm not a liberal. Like, I'm just a guy who thinks that the best thing for the country is not this Carney guy. Like, if Ruby Dahlia or that Chandra guy was the head of the Liberal Party, I might think differently, right? But it's Carney.
Kicked out.
Yeah, those are the guys that they got kicked out. That Ruby Dahlia lady, she was like on fire. You know, I could get behind something like that if I thought it had legs. I mean, she had more legs, no pun intended, but like she had more legs for me than Carney does. Carney immediately, like, try and not dig up how scummy and how big a piece of shit Mark Carney is.
You
right?
don't have to even listen. You don't have to have anybody else tell you what he's about. He wrote a book.
That's right.
So read the book. It tells you what he's about.
It's like Mein Kampf. It's like, right? It's like Hitler's book.
Yeah.
Well, it's a well laid out plan that was there for everyone to see.
It's a manifesto, yeah.
It's a manifesto.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Is that even a word? Is a manifesto a thing?
It's a thing.
Here's what I'm only in like chapter 6. The thing is like 20 chapters long. What I've realized so far is I'm pretty sure Justin Trudeau read that book. And I'm pretty sure Justin Trudeau was too stupid to figure out the concepts in that book, as which I probably also fall in that category. And he tried to enact them, and it went horribly wrong. The problem is Carney's smart, and he can enact them, and it will go even more horribly wrong.
Right.
That's what I'm worried about. The guy is like, you know, he's all about the future is central bank digital currencies. And then there's this line that kind of goes by in the book, and it's like, everybody should only have access to so much of it.
So much of the digital currency?
Yeah. And he actually says it should be similar to the amount of the insurance on an individual bank account, which is what, $100,000 in Canada? So he thinks everybody should have a maximum of about $100,000 in central bank currency that they should have access to.
And then what?
And that's in like chapter 6. Well, in chapter 1, he praises Karl Marx.
What about Xi
I shouldn't say
Jinping?
he praises Karl Marx. That's not true. I try not to elaborate when he doesn't praise Karl Marx. He mentions him often.
Mentions him often. Well, in the same breath as Xi Jinping, right? And the Chinese government. Doesn't he love their efficiency, or have we not got there yet?
Maybe not. I'm not there yet.
Well,
he took all sole responsibility for diversifying who's on our dollar bills. That's all him, if you ask him.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the UK anyway. And then obviously it came here, right? So like these are all the things. Like it's funny because the basis of the book is money has no value if the people that govern money don't have values. And by the way, he's the one that gets to determine what those values are. Like that's the understanding of the actual book itself. So it's very interesting to see his train of thought. Now he's a super smart man. I'm just worried that it's all based in theory and not in reality.
Well, this is the big problem, right? Is that it was very apparent a few weeks ago that everybody and their mother, it didn't matter what was going on, they did not want liberal, no matter what. Even if they were lifelong liberal, they were ready to vote conservative because these guys were a disaster. And then you bring in this polished looking guy, Mark Carney, with this long line of credentials and all of these quote unquote successes. And people like, even you just said like he's smart, right? And I've said, well, the guy is actually doing things that make sense while he's prime minister. He's going to find other trade partners, and he's getting rid of the carbon tax, and he's talking about building. I mean, I know he's basically copying the conservative manifesto now, but the point is he's doing things that are making the dumb people that are, watching the CBC and NBC think that he's the best thing that could possibly happen to Canada right now. And saying,
no, but that's not him thinking he's the best thing or them thinking he's the best thing. That's everybody of that age group just being scared of the angry orange man, right? It's not actually whenever they go, "Oh, Carney," and I'm like, "Okay, which one of his policies do you like?" Or they go, "Oh, Polyev, I don't." I go, "Well, which one of Polyev's policies don't you like?" Well, we just can't have a guy like that. A guy like what?
Right.
Like they don't know, right? So it's going to be interesting. You mentioned like sentiment in like December. It's actually my riding where I am. So I'm in Cloverdale Langley in BC. We just had a by-election on November 24th or something. And my riding always flips back and forth between liberal and conservative. And this last time there was, I think, something like 14,000 votes cast in the riding. 9,500 or 9,800 of them went to the conservative candidate in November, and like 2,000 went to the liberal one. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be very interesting to watch that riding when the election comes.
To hear the results.
To see what the actual result is. So if that riding switches to close to 50-50, then you know the polling is correct. If that riding switches still like maybe 70-30, then you know the polling was all BS.
Well, what is the chance that the polling is not BS? Like, even if it ends up where the numbers... Well, okay, so first of all, the polling is probably BS, and then certainly the voting is BS. So how do you sort out what's what? I mean, okay, you can see with your eyes, right? And you can see the videos that show Poilievre getting like sold out, jam-packed rooms.
In Surrey, he was 5,500 people in a warehouse in North Surrey where there is not 100 parking spaces.
Right. And right, this is like, what we're seeing, right? It's like the Trump thing. It's like every rally is gigantic for the guy who's going to lose, which is kind of weird. So, okay, so you're funny. Over the last week or two, you've said, you're kind of going down the Darryl rabbit hole. What does that mean exactly? What are you seeing that's kind of woken you up to things? What's going on?
I'm not. I don't want to be the woke guy. Come on here. No, I'm always. I guess you would say my lifestyle more than anything is probably more on the conservative side. I've likely voted in most elections, probably 70% of the time conservative. But I thought if everybody's gonna in crazy Darryl videos or wherever else, TikToks or whatever you guys are doing, if everybody's gonna trash talk this guy, I'm like, I better find out what he's about. Mm-hmm. And so the easiest way to do that's read his book. And I'm just blown away that you can have information out there and you can find out what somebody's all about and nobody will do it. They'll just watch Darryl's video and have Darryl's perspective. And now we're all kind of crazy. And then I read the guy's book and it's as nuts as I think it is.
It's crazy.
Right? Like it's a boring read, but there's little nuggets that you pick up along the way and you're like, oh, well, yeah, this is exactly what they're doing. Right. So I would just say more than anything, it's interesting to me now. And I think the U.S. election probably highlighted a lot of it is, the media down there was saying, oh, it's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. And then you listen to, Joe Rogan or somebody, and they were like, this is 100% going Trump's way.
Right.
Right. And it did. So I'm starting to see that here. Like, I know I sent you that video as a joke the other day with the guy calling him out about the Maxwell stuff. And I'm like, how come how come the media has not ran that once?
Right. Yeah.
Like not once. Listen, what's her name? Danielle Smith?
Yeah.
She gets paid to go to a charity event with Ben Shapiro, and now she's lambasted for being somehow connected to a neo-Nazi Jew, which I don't know how that's possible. But
you can say anything; it doesn't matter.
Right? But then you're going to ignore the media is on purpose ignoring what might be would be 100%. The other way if Poilievre had a picture with that lady.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine if Poilievre, I think Poilievre should stand up at the debate and go, everybody put up your hand. How many times have you been photographed with Miss Maxwell?
Right. Right.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody? Oh no, only one guy's got his hand up on the stage. Okay. Like, that's crazy to me. It's absolutely nuts. So it's interesting to see it all. I just can't believe. I like to have thought that some of this stuff would have been slightly on side, but I'm just discovering that the media is so much more skewed than probably anybody ever thought it was, and I think that was highlighted in the States over the last 2 years, and now is probably the only problem is we don't have a Rogan or a network like that in Canada to expose the masses to what the people really think. Right.
Well, and we have a lot more controls at the moment of our media, and our media is tiny. It's like basically one channel, right? And a few newspapers. Yeah. So it's like, it's not hard to keep the propaganda machine going here. But if you're like me and which I'm surprised it's taken you this long, because we're similar ages and you're certainly a cynical guy, at least from, what I know about you. I mean, I've been digging and getting into all this stuff and realizing that what they're telling us is complete fabrications of reality for so long now. And that's why, people think I'm a little nutty when I bring stuff up, because I've been like balls deep in this stuff for 20 years already. Right? It's like,
it used to be so much better when we all were.
Well,
what I mean? Like in 1986, when Top Gun came out, and everybody saw the same media at the same time, and everybody thought in the same direction because everybody was propagandized, it was a happier time.
I feel like we talked about this before, and it's so true. It's like the problem right now is that the propaganda is going in 8 different directions, and people are taking it all kinds of different ways, and it's coming from like all these sources in a little bit different. But back in the day when we were growing up, it's like, this is how it is. This is what you're supposed to think. There is nothing against this thought, right? There's no opposite version of this. There's no way to get another opinion on this. This is just how it is. And everybody was like walking around, dancing around, having a merry old time here in Canada, just being, I guess, dumb or brainwashed, right? But now it's like everywhere you go, not everywhere, but like if you go on TikTok or you go on Twitter or you do a little bit of a deep dive on YouTube, you find out some insane stuff. And then, just like you go to a book and you go, okay, like, is the stuff I'm hearing really true? I'm going to read this guy's book, and you get into it and you're like, holy shit, like this guy's fucking crazy. He's evil. He's done all this stuff. He's telling us what he's done. He's telling us what he's gonna do, and nobody's saying anything about it. And it's like a book I just bought off the goddamn shelf or from Amazon, right? It's not like you had to go to some obscure bookstore in Quebec and get it translated from French to figure out what's really going on, or go under the Vatican and pull it out on some scroll. Like, it's like just at the bookstore, which is so fucking crazy. And then,
yeah, but that shows how stupid. Listen, let me go to the other side of it. That goes to show how stupid everybody else is, and probably me included, and everybody watching this right now and going to YouTube, that we're not smart enough or educated enough to just go and read that damn book, right? Like, the amount of people that I run into now, and they're saying the conspiracy theory words, which is go do your own research. All they're doing is watching some fucking other guy that made some BS video online because he's trying to make $4 in his basement, and he's just smoked a whole bowl, right? Like, they're not actually doing anything. All you have to do is actually read what the people put out.
It's crazy. Or watch old.
You want to know what Steve is about? Watch his videos, and he tells you what he's about. I think everyone should own their own real estate, and I think you're stupid if you don't, because you're going to be a renter for the rest of your life, and you're going to suffer in retirement, and you're not going to set your kids up. That's what I think. You don't have to tell me I'm trying to get, he's getting a paycheck over here. No. The reality is, I'm in real estate because I believe in real estate, and I think everybody should own it. I'm going to tell you what I think. And that's where I think everybody's underestimated what Trump's done, is he's told you the whole time. right? And the easy way to do it is find out what they're about, because they'll tell you, right? Like the amount of people that haven't watched, or like nobody's read Carney's book. I'm sure I'm probably the first guy to buy it ever, besides Justin Trudeau.
Did you find it
But
on the
the amount of people that
bestsellers
criticize-
section? Did you find it? Where'd you find it?
Right now, I'm trying to get through it on audiobook right now.
Oh,
because it was
audiobook.
It's actually more expensive to buy an audiobook than the paper copy, but I knew I would get bored of, like, I got to listen to it in the car half the time. So the whole point, though, is like the amount of people that are criticizing Polyev right now and then don't listen to, his hour and a half long Jordan Peterson is insane to me.
Yeah.
Because the guy just has a conversation. He just tells you what it's all about. Now, what I'm going to tell you is I don't think any politician's a good thing, right? Everybody's like, oh, Polyev. I'm like, Polyev is the better option right now. Is it a good option? Lifelong politician? Probably better than the elitist, globalist, crazy man that was, have you talked to anybody? I haven't, but I got a bunch of, I'm in Surrey, right? So half my office is a bunch of Indian guys. They have a lot of Indian connections in England.
Yeah.
Nobody liked that guy in England. They think he ran that country into the ground with his economic policies.
Yeah, there's videos out there of their other politicians saying, like, you guys better be careful because he did not do the job that everybody's saying he did here. He fucked shit up.
Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, I don't think he took a lot of credit away from Stephen Harper, right? Mm-hmm. And I actually personally didn't like Stephen Harper. I think his financial policy was great, but didn't really like a lot of the stuff he did, right? Like Stephen Harper would gut everything that is what I think to be like Canadian culture. He would gut it all if it was up to him because it cost money.
I don't even know about Stephen Harper. Like what I was saying the other day, politics didn't matter so much 10 years ago. Like it wasn't such a thing. 18-year-olds weren't worried about politics. Like if you were like running for prime minister one day. You know what I mean? It was like something that your parents worried about, and they didn't even really give a shit back then because things were good here. You didn't have to worry about all this shit. Now you got kids who are like interested in policy because it's really fucking affecting everybody now, right? If it doesn't affect you, you don't really give a shit. But now it's really affecting everybody, like on a seriously deep level.
Didn't we get here as a result of that, though? Like, this is where I think
that's a good point.
A lot of this, like, I would say, I'm not a big fan of turning the world upside down and flipping over the chessboard like Trump's trying to do. But at the same time, when you're going, we're going to offshore everything in order to get stuff cheaper, so we can just sit around and be lazy and scratch our asses more often. We've got a nation of ass scratchers now, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're not producing anything. We got first world problems, right? We got social issues that aren't issues, and we got no pipelines and no ability to make anything or produce anything. So guess what we ended up with? It's almost like a trust fund kid was running the country for the last 10 years. And before that probably wasn't much better either.
Almost like a trust fund kid that had a drama degree was running the country for the last decade.
Yeah.
So
and that's
weird. Insane. And somehow we voted him in. And somehow we voted him in again.
Here's how.
How?
So my parents, all the time, not being from Toronto, told me how terrible his dad was as a prime minister and how he screwed the country. And then my parents, when Justin Trudeau ran, were like, if you vote for that guy, he's going to screw the country. And I voted for him the first time. Well, I didn't because we don't vote for our prime ministers, as we just found out, but I voted for the party in 2015.
Yeah.
Right. And then I found out, oh, yeah, he totally screwed everything up. And now that's my Trudeau. Because guess what? When my kids are of, let's say they're 30 or 40 years old, guess whose daughter they're grooming right now to be the prime minister in 20 years, 30 years? Trudeau's daughter's lining up there for a reason, man.
No way.
Right? Like they had her do a big speech. Did you see her speech?
No, I thought it was Mulrooney or somebody's kid made a speech.
Trudeau's 16 or whatever year old daughter, whatever she is, 13-year-old daughter, whatever she is, they're lining her up, and obviously she's young, but she's going to be groomed for these things, right? The Kennedys groomed their kids for that.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Trudeau was, I mean, I don't think it was Justin that was groomed for that. I think it was his brother. Did he have a brother or something?
he's got a brother that's out there in the media that seems to be more of a hippie and telling
I
things.
thought he had a brother that passed away, didn't he?
There was another brother that, well, if you do a little deep dive, they think maybe Justin had something to do with it on some weird.
No, see, this is where you and I diverge again. Okay, so let's.
You got to watch the
let's go back to
videos, Steve. You
let's
got to
go back
watch
to
the video. Hold on.
research.
There's a video
Have a look
of
on it.
Justin and his mom talking about the brother being dead like it was like no big deal. Like it was like it's very weird and very eerie. There's all kinds of conspiracies around these nut jobs.
Let's go back to my point, though. Let's
Okay.
go back to my point.
Which
In
one?
20 or 30 years from now, I get to warn my kids that Trudeau's daughter is going to screw it all up.
Right. Right.
So that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gearing up for this. Like remember when Trudeau was running the place and how much hope there was and how wonderful he was. Except his dad left the same way he left. Basically, everybody was pissed off and wanted to get him the hell out of there.
Is there anybody that didn't leave that way?
Yeah, right. No, I don't think so.
How do you not leave at least that way or in some form of shame or disgrace? All right, so you're basically saying that tariffs are a nothing burger and the media is lying to us and everything is hunky-dory when it comes to real estate?
I don't think the media is lying to us. I think the media is based in Toronto, a bunch of downtown yuppies, and they're so in their own echo chamber that they can't get out of it. That is their reality.
That is their reality. It's true.
Right,
I have
that
a
is who they
video.
are.
I have a video I want to play, but I don't know how to play it while I have a caller on the line.
So last week we had a guy on our show who's doing some pretty cool podcasts, and he's interviewing a lot of people, and he's having some really uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
And he's having them like he's a native kid, and he did a whole thing with Candace Malcolm on residential school deniability and all this stuff, right? And so he does some really crazy stuff, and he's had on a bunch of these reporters that are like, I used to work for the CBC and I had to leave because the CBC in Toronto is a liberal organization, and there's nothing you can do about it. And once you're there, if you don't think in the same way as them, like not liberal as in new lefty Justin Trudeau party, liberal as in they are Liberal Party members. Yeah. So you do things this way, and if you don't, you're on the outside and you're out of a job. Period.
Yeah. Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, now, the crazy, have you seen the CBC, have you seen the Friends of the CBC commercial? Have you seen this?
The Friends of the CBC commercial. I don't think I did because I don't watch TV ever.
So either do I. But there was somewhere I was watching TV, and a commercial came on talking about an organization called the Friends of the CBC. I don't know who funds that. I'm sure I should do a deep dive into who funds it. But I'm sure if you look at it, it's probably the CBC. And they were openly calling, the Friends of the CBC were openly calling for everyone to vote Liberal to save the CBC.
Right. Oh, my God.
So it's a charity for the CBC, definitely not tied to the CBC, that wants you to vote Liberal to save the CBC.
Sure. Because that's where, if conservative comes in, the CBC's gone, no?
I mean, I think the CBC is a great thing. I just think they've
lost their way.
A doging.
They need a doging. Right.
You know what they need? You know what news needs? The removal of adjectives.
The removal of adjectives. It would be a hell of a lot more boring, but you'd probably got a lot more truth, right? They should stop the whole titles and thumbnails thing and just let people watch the videos, right? We shouldn't have to.
That they would. I wish that they're a public service, and I'm going to be full hypocrite here. I wish that they had comments on their video, because I'm not a publicly funded organization, So if D Trent's going to come shit talk me in my comments, I'm going to block that asshole, and that's fine, right? Because I'm trying to run a business, and I'm not trying to sit there and go poo 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 all day long, right? But the CBC should not have that luxury.
They should not, and they should have to respond to every comment too, right? But I mean, you go on Twitter and you get the Prime Minister just posting absolute fabrications of the truth, and then there's a million responses, and nobody gives a shit. It's like even the responses are more there to be funny than they are to be serious. Like people, you know what I mean? It's like the whole thing has just lost its way. And it'd be nice if this show sucks so bad today listening to this guy, says D. Trent.
How do you type? Like you're looking at the screen, but you're typing on your second account.
I love it. I don't know how I do it, but
I don't know how you do it. It stands for Darryl. If anybody doesn't know, Darryl's middle name is Trent.
That's right. I am really D. Trent. This is the truth. And Steve is really dumb money. And you can't change anybody's mind.
My middle name is money. So
is money. That's the word on the street, Mr. Steve. Well, listen, thanks for calling in. You gave all the fans out there what they've been looking for a long time, a podcast with the GOAT, Steve Karish, from the Steve Karish Show, who I heard, oh my God, sorry, I heard you and Steve had a falling, or you and Tom had a falling out, and you quit the show.
Did you like that?
I was reading it, and I was like, That was the only April Fool's joke I really saw today. I think everybody was kind of like in a weird mood today. That April Fool's has kind of lost its luster.
On my Instagram, I posted that I got a Tesla Cybertruck all done up with my branding on the side to tour people around Surrey.
That would be great. That would be
anyway,
great.
Man.
Thank you.
Love your wonderful show. Love you, brother.
Thank you, sir. And, appreciate the call. Steve Karish, everybody.
All that stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much, Mr. Karish.
Yep.
Where else can you get a guy like that to just join a call randomly? Honestly, how lucky are we, everybody, to get Steve Karish, the GOAT of the Canadian real estate scene, on the show for like an hour, impromptu hour. Okay, D. Trent didn't like it. Sorry, D. Trent. I apologize. Can't make everybody happy all of the time, but it does seem like a lot of people stuck around for this. So thank you, Steve. Always a pleasure. What a beautiful thing this show is becoming. Thank you so much to all of you guys out there. I have noticed an imbalance in the force. I see a lot of people here and only a few likes, and that just doesn't make any sense. And although I don't want to beg you for your likes, it would be nice if you could just stop being so goddamn lazy and press the like button now. I'm sure a bunch of you will leave because you're a bunch of sons of bitches. But anyways, Steve Karish says, nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. They didn't even announce Canada. Canada and Carney are safe and secure. Let's talk about the housing market. I'm so fucking sick of politics right now. I'm so tired of politics. It is such a show. It is such a show. It is such bullshit. I can't deal with it anymore. Fucking everybody promising to build more houses, making empty promises that they can't keep, writing checks their ass can't cash, okay? You can't build 500,000 houses in Canada in 1 year. You can't do this. You can't barely even build 280,000 houses in a year, or homes, or domiciles, or places for people to park their shit. You can't do that. Can't do that, even if you wanted to do that, unless you know something that I don't know, unless there's some techniques or there's some technology out there that is unknown to me, then I don't know.
Hey, yeah. I think my nail just fell.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button again. I'm sorry. I used my touchpad and I screwed everything up. We really need to get a technical expert on this show. We need some help. Now would be a good time, if you're going to call in if you're going to interrupt the show with a call, now would be a good time to interrupt the show with a call. Rose Overdose, Dumb Money, Sheridan Forbes, D-Chen, Jim Van Unsk. Come on, guys, give me a call. Let's hear from Rock the Casbah, maybe. Charlottetown, you have opinions. I know this for a fact. You have opinions. Anybody want to call in, or should I move on? Let's move on, everybody. Nobody wants to call in. A bunch of vaginas out there. Before I get off of the politics, I found this today that I thought was funny. They're Liberals' new lawn signs. I thought I should share with you guys. So let's check this out. Do I have the phone number up on the screen? Did I screw this thing up? Is everybody there? Is anybody there? Liberal, just ignore the last 10 years, bro. Elect us again. I mean, that's the basic truth of the situation, is it not? We are basically being asked to just ignore the last 10 years, bro, because we, the same we's, are going to do it differently, right? The same people, the same cabinet, the same advisor, the same motherfuckers are going to do something drastically different this time. This is the word on the street. I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. Oh, and you got to see this person. This is what I was talking about when we had Steve on the line. This is the mentality of the liberal voter, I would think, it seems. Okay? I wanted to do a little dive into the mentality of a liberal voter. Somebody who clearly doesn't think about what's going on. They're just a liberal, right? And they have to make up things so that it makes sense that they're a liberal. Because people are just like liberal by a default. It's like a default setting. I'm a liberal, so I have to do liberal stuff. I have to do what the party thinks. I have to think how the party thinks. And that's fucking stupid. Interview of a liberal supporter at the Carney rally in Waterloo. So this lady is like one of 4 people, I imagine, because there wasn't that many people there. But this is going to give us some insights into what they are thinking. At least that's the point. Whether we get there is another story. Let's see.
And if Polev comes into, I will be selling.
Uh-oh. Is my computer going to explode again? Why does it do this? What is wrong? I got a great computer. This shouldn't happen.
And if Polev comes into,
nobody can even say his name, Polev.
And if Polev comes into.
His name is not Polev. It's Poilievre. Poilievre. It's not Polev. I'm not voting for that Polev guy. He's a fucking moron. I'm not voting for Polev, PP. Why would I vote for PP? I'm liberal. I'm a liberal, damn it. I'm going to vote liberal till the day I die, no matter what those motherfuckers do. Because I'm a liberal, god damn it. I'm a liberal.
And if Polev comes into.
I'm not voting for Polev. I'm voting for Carney because I can say his name. Polev. Not voting for Polev. Fucking Polev.
And if Polev comes into, I will be selling my house and I'll be moving back to the UK.
Wow. How's your experience been in Canada the last 9 years?
You know what? Honestly, I can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very fortunate because a lot of people are in the same boat as I am.
What does this mean? How are you so fortunate? Why are people not in the same boat as you? What boat are you in? What boat are you in, lady?
But I want to make sure it stays that way.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on living the Handmaid's Tale in real time.
What does that mean? The Conservative Party will make things like The Handmaid's Tale? Have you seen The Handmaid's Tale? Do you know what The Handmaid's Tale is all about? I guarantee this lady has watched The Handmaid's Tale. It looks to me like she doesn't do much other than watch TV and possibly prepare meals for her liberal family. But what the hell does that mean? that she doesn't want to live the Handmaid's Tale in real life. Is that what we're going to get if we vote conservative? Where did this idea come from?
I'm very fortunate because a lot of people are in the same boat as I am.
It means she has a government job. DZ. Well said. It looks like you have the same logo as Steve Karish. And I thought that it was Steve Karish making a brilliant comment in my comment section. But no, it was DZ, which I don't know what the fuck that even means. She is COVID. She is the COVID sailboat. What does this mean? We are heading home later today. Thank you, Rose. Okay, you guys are having personal conversations in my comment section. And we're supposed to be making fun of this liberal lady here. Okay? So can you guys get on the same page as me, please?
I'm very fortunate because a lot of people are in the same boat as I am. But I want to make sure it stays that way.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on living the Handmaid's Tale in real time. So
Why is he laughing? Does he understand what that means?
that's why I'm here.
Would you say that Mark Carney is going to be a better leader than Justin Trudeau?
Ooh, now this is a deep-reaching, hard-hitting question that will confuse a liberal, a real liberal, okay? If you ask, because they love Justin Trudeau. He was the best. He was the best thing ever for this country. They're still considering voting liberal. Do you understand? The last 10 years didn't affect their lives negatively somehow. I don't understand what's going on here.
Carney is going to be a better leader than Justin Trudeau?
Watch this answer, because this lady is on another fucking planet. I gotta make a lie. What am I gonna say? What'd they tell me to say? I gotta lie right now. Lie. I gotta lie. I gotta say something. Justin Trudeau, he's the best. Programming. I gotta say something positive about Trudeau. He's the best leader we've ever had.
I don't know because he's going to have the same things they go up against. He's going to have the COVID epidemic.
Oh, it's an unlevel playing field. Okay, does Carney have to deal with something on? Carney just said we have the biggest crisis we've ever had of all time with the housing. Right? They're talking about the tariff war like it's a big fucking deal, even though Steve Karish says it's a nothing burger. What the fuck? Okay, and how did he handle COVID? Do we think he handled COVID properly? The goddamn Emergencies Act and running ladies over with the RCMP horses. This is what you want more of? You dumb fuck. This lady's a dumb fuck. Obviously. Clearly a dumb fuck.
I don't know because he's going to have the same things they go up against. He's going to have the COVID epidemic.
Fuck you. Probably he's going to have something similar, but fuck you, lady. Honestly. Am I off base here? Is this lady a fucking nut?
Like, you have to look at it that way.
Yeah.
I don't think you can compare one to the other. But I think now he's who we need because, I mean, he's the economist.
Oh, well, yeah. Is he an economist? Is Carney an economist? Is that even true? I don't think he's an economist. Maybe he's got some fucking degree. He's not an economist. He's a fucking... He is an entrepreneur. He's a World Economic Forum puppet.
Get us out of the mess that we're in thanks to Trump.
Get it? Sorry, I got to rewind that. Get it? Sorry, I'm talking over the video. I apologize. You know that you didn't come here for professionalism, right? You know you didn't come here for a good show, right?
I think now he's who we need because, I mean, he's the economist. Get us out of the mess that we're in thanks to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Trump. Where have you been living? What planet are you from? What? She's clearly not stoned or drunk. Okay, she's clearly of sound mind and body. She is definitely, not foggy from an outside substance being in her body. Okay, she's just mentally deranged. Okay, can I see in the comment section? Does she have cats? What's the vote? Can we do a poll? How many cats does this lady have? Is she married? Does this lady have a husband? Whoa, I just shook the whole world. Does this lady, God damn it.
Now he's who we need because, I mean, he's the economist that can get us out of the mess that we're in thanks to Trump.
And last question here. What does this election mean to you personally?
Personally, it's going to make my decision if I go back to the UK or not to live. So I was born in Scotland.
Go to Scotland, you dummy. You're going to ruin our fucking country even more. You're going to let these morons do more damage to our country with their green shit and their bullshit and their carbon taxes and their no pipelines. We didn't even talk about no pipelines. How in the fucking world am I ever going to get to talk about real estate? I was supposed to be talking about real estate today.
I've lived here since I was 10 weeks old.
Wow.
And if Pulev comes into, I will be selling my house and I'll be moving back to the UK.
Shut the fuck up, you lying sack of bitch.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
I have a lot invested. And if
I have a lot invested here. Okay. You have a lot invested in fucking up the country for the rest of us. You fucking bitch. Okay. Look. Okay. I got to pull this back up because we got to see. Handmaid's Tale, question mark. You see? Carney women are insane. This is coming from, I imagine, a woman. It says Trish Woods, investigative journalist. I mean, it doesn't say that she's a she, but it's Trish. Wait. To more come out and start speaking. What the fuck does that mean? These idiots have been programmed to think that the last 9 years of Canadian destruction are Trump's fault. Pathetic, isn't it? If she thinks the UK is better, she's in for a shock, right? Oh my God. So it's not just me. That's good news because I thought it was just me. Okay. Anyways, I don't know. Is there anybody out there at the moment that is planning on voting for Liberal? And are you going to admit it in the comment section here? Or is this just a conservative echo chamber? And let's be clear. Let's fucking be clear. I'm not a conservative, okay? I'm not conservative. I don't care about politics. I never wanted to vote ever, okay? I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to think about this shit. I don't want to talk about this shit, okay? I don't know why I made a show based on this shit. It doesn't even make any sense because it just makes me angry all the time thinking and talking about this stuff. But I guess at the moment it's better than talking about real estate. But that's what we're going to do. Echo, echo, echo. Can you hear me? Me. Can you hear me? You knew what this was, Darryl. You knew what this was. I didn't know what this was going to turn into. I didn't think people were going to actually watch this show. I thought that I would get like 3 people and then it would just disappear into obscurity like the last few times I tried to do this. The story is that we're getting some views and we got some good fans. And the story is that my son is making some fantastic videos every morning from this shit. And the story is that this is kind of fun. And anyways, we're here. Let's talk about some real estate because it's getting a little long in the tooth. I really must say, but there's some people here and we should continue the conversation. Do you want to talk about more of this fucking nonsense or do you want to talk about real estate finally? I feel like we got to get the nonsense out of the way so that we can get to the real estate. Jim Van Utsk, I'm your number 1 super fan. So call in, bro. What are you waiting for? Sheridan Forbes at Jim Utsk. Sounds like she needs a shift in the Muppet boiler room. I agree. We need to get that lady into the Muppet boiler room, onto the show, and knock some sense into that fucking lady. The problem is, everybody, is that it's not just her. There's a ton of these fucking morons. If we go on to Twitter right now, or if we go on to TikTok, or if we go on to YouTube, and we look for people that are liberal, you're going to get a ton of these crazies. Anybody else want to call in? Anybody else want to call in? Now would be the time. D-Man, I love your East Indian Italian accent. You see, that guy was born from an Indian woman and an Italian man in Romania, okay, on the way from Lithuania. And this is what comes from that. So the story is, everybody, the story is that everything is fucked up, everything is upside down, and everybody knows it, and nobody is doing anything about it. And that's just sad for all of us, including me. All I'm doing is rambling on like a crazy person on mushrooms. And I am neither crazy nor on mushrooms. But I am here for real estate, and this is what I do, and this is what we're going to start talking about right now. So if you're here and you don't like the show, do me a favor, show me that you hate me by hitting the like button right now, okay? Do me a favor. Do me a favor. So everybody and their mother sent me this article in the last couple of days, and we're going to talk about it together, if it works, because I had to learn a new secret, because I couldn't read this thing, because I'm not stupid enough to pay the Toronto Star for their subscription. Okay, there's no value in the Toronto Star whatsoever from my perspective. But, they did write this article, and it was sent to me by numerous people. So here we are. Hopefully it's on the screen. I feel like it should be. I feel like I pressed the button, but I never know. I'm going for broke here. I'm hoping that you can see what I see. This is what's going on in the Muppet Boiler Room. The condo Muppet Boiler Room pre-construction market is such a fucking disaster right now that I count my lucky stars daily that I am not stuck with this kind of product right now. Because I guarantee you, the guys that are dealing with this mess are not having fun. I have great sites, and it's not so fun at the moment. Okay? It's not fun in a different way. These guys, and some of these guys are fucked, guys. Some of these guys are so fucked in the next few months or the next few weeks. Some of these guys are so fucked, I can't even believe it. Now, if you're here because you want to learn stuff about real estate, go check out my Substack, okay? It's called the Frankfort Report. There's probably a link somewhere, but go check out my Substack. That's where the nuggets are. That's where the real brains behind the operation come out in a educational way, a less entertaining way, may I say. But go check out the Substack, because that's where the development stuff is. That's where the real estate stuff, that's where the juicy learning stuff is, okay? No opinions, just real shit. Check out the Substack, the Frankfort Report, before I start charging for it, okay? Some point I'm going to start charging for all of this knowledge. Okay. So this is what's going on in the Muppet Boiler Room pre-construction condo market in Toronto right now. It is off the fucking rails. This condo investor is being sued for $860,000 for failing to close. He's one of dozens facing lawsuits as default rates soar. The Star found nearly 130 lawsuits launched by two developers against Toronto condo buyers who couldn't close on their purchases. Holy Jesus, okay? Holy Jesus. Now, I'm going to tell you, this tariff thing, okay? This did not help this situation at all, okay? I promise you, if you look at sentiment charts, if you have boots on the ground knowledge, if you are as tuned into the market as this guy, you know that things are fucked. And they're about to get more fucked, everybody. They're about to get more fucked. Toronto condo buyers who can't close are being sued by developers. Okay, we already read that. It says the same thing. Excuse me, right there. I'm sorry. I had to let that out. It was brewing. It was brewing, and it was about to get in the way. Okay, I got all the phlegm out. Now, apparently, it's time for the gas. So, at least it's coming out of the top end, everybody. You can be thankful for that. All right. It's getting a little late, everybody. It's time for me to go, apparently, because I've lost it. Holy Jesus, I've lost it. Okay, so this is Nizar Tajdin. Okay, let's go. Nizar Tajdin. Okay, he's our protagonist in this story. He's the main guy. He's the hero. He's the loser. He's the hero. He's the loser. It was a VIP deal. Sorry, that was gross. Okay, it was a VIP deal. Nizar Tajdin recalls the realtor telling him back in late 2021. Oh, I wish they would say who the realtor was. I wish we would know the realtor's name. I want to look up who this son of a bitch is that late in 2021 was telling him that this. Okay, look, check this out. I'm going to imagine. Okay, I'm going to add some voices here. Ready? Okay. Put 5 or 10% down on a small condo unit under construction in one of the hottest real estate markets in the world. In a couple of years, sell it to someone else at a huge profit. It's foolproof, right? It's a VIP deal. The 41-year-old Montreal property manager made an $85,500 deposit on an $855,000 studio in Forest Hill. Who the fuck? Okay. Now, I'm the Forest Hill king, just so you know. In case you didn't know, I have the best deal in the city. Some people call it recession proof. Some people call it a stroke of genius. Some people call it the best of all time. It's going to be a beauty. Anyways, what I have learned for certain is that nobody wants a fucking studio apartment in Forest Hill. Okay? Not a new one. Okay? Nobody wants this shit. And so what I've picked up already is that he paid $855, but he's being sued for $860,000. What is the deal? What is the deal? The 41-year-old Montreal property manager, okay, maybe it was the wrong accent. Maybe it's the wrong accent. Maybe there should have been a little French in there. But knowing he could never qualify for the mortgage on the unit, brilliant move. Brilliant fucking investor. He said the agent promised he would find I will find you a new buyer and take over the deal before the closing date when condo prices would be even higher. Okay? This is what's going on out there. He said the agent promised he would find a new buyer. Well, where's the agent now? Today we see how ridiculous this sounds, but back then the Toronto real estate market was doing so well that everybody was hopeful, he recalls. Oh, that sounds like me in 2008. Everything was so good. Nothing could go wrong. This is amazing. Everything goes up. Jesus. People don't lose money in real estate. They're not supposed to. What? Where the fuck? Where in the world has anyone ever got the idea that you don't lose money in real estate? Okay? Like, have we not heard the stories? Have we not seen the bankruptcies? How in the world can you even think this for 1 second? People don't lose money in real estate. They're not supposed to. Now, for a few years, let's rewind. Now, a few years later, the value of the condo has dropped and Tajdin can't get a mortgage. He's being sued by the developer's Center Court. which on top of holding on to his deposit, wants about $860,000 in damages plus taxes for breaching the contract. Tajdin, you had to fucking know, man. Everybody knows that they're going to sue you if you try and walk away. What are you thinking? What kind of dumb fucking moron are you? Why are you going on in the Toronto Star and telling everybody that you're a dumb fucking moron? Okay? Why are you doing this? Why are you telling people that you thought this way? And why did you do this? Who do you think wants a studio apartment in Forest Hill? How big was it? What are you thinking? What are you fucking thinking? As the pre-construction condo market tanks, a flood of buyers like Tajdin are not able to close on their units. Developers who risk losing revenue at an unprecedented level are going after them. I hope that this agent is getting clawed back on his commissions, okay? I really hope that this bastard is getting clawed back on his commissions right now, because this is absolutely insane that you were dumb enough and that this guy was out there saying stuff like this. I want to see the spreadsheet that you were sent that made you feel like this was a good idea. I want to see the package that you were sent that made you feel like this was a good idea. Okay, I want to see your thought process. I want to interview you. Can anybody get me this? Does this guy really exist? Nizar Tandon. Okay, let's see. Does this guy really exist? Oh, he's on Instagram. He's on LinkedIn. This guy exists. Let's message him. Oh, what? Why do I need that? I have to follow him? Now can I message him? Oh, come on. Nizar Tangent, give me a shout, bro. I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to do it for free and then get sucked in. What else can I do with you? Contact info. Can I contact him? No, it won't let me. Nizar, if you're out there, I want to interview you. What the fuck are you thinking, bro? What's going on? I want to know what was going on in that melon of yours, okay? I want to know what's going on in that melon of yours. The Star reviewed almost 130 lawsuits brought by two developers, Center Court and Mod Developments. Mod bought a deal of mine. They stole it from underneath me at 55 Charles Street East. I hope that's the site that you're having problems on, you son of a bitch, because you stole all my work. I did a great job there, and you stole my deal, and you fucked me. You fucked me out of all the work I did. I put together the craziest deal on this 55 Charles Street East. I hope you're having problems there. I really don't. I'm just being a dick. I don't hope you have problems there. I don't hope anybody has problems, quite honestly. But there, like if you were, I would be okay with it. More okay than anywhere else, okay? If it's on any other site, then I don't care. But anyways, this is what happens. You get sued. You walk away, you get sued. You've seen it everywhere, okay? You've seen it everywhere. Many cases reviewed by the Star revealed investors who believed that values would keep rising. Okay, so it's just a bunch of idiots. Okay, this is the best. One group of defendants cited a force majeure, a drastic and unforeseeable change in the real estate marketplace that made it impossible to complete the sale in their statement of defense. Force majeure. Can you imagine if they actually got away with this? Unfucking believable. Well, it seems as though everybody is leaving the live, okay? It seems as though that nobody actually comes here for real estate anymore, which is weird. I guess the show is so far skewed into not real estate now that none of you guys give a shit about real estate anymore. Well, that's not good because that's what I do. But anyways, I've had enough of you guys too. So on that note, have a nice day, you bastards.